Let's start with time series analysis. The first question, question number 5. They say a time series was analyzed using a multiplicative model. Okay. The seasonal variation given by actual value divided by the trend are adjusted so that they total to 4. Now, that means the unadjusted average should, when converting to the adjusted average, its total must be 4. So, multiplicative model we use to find the seasonal component by dividing the actual by the trend. So, that they have already done and they have given in the question. So, they have given this unadjusted average part. Let's put 1.09, 0.93, 117, 0.78. Can you all remember? Now just remind yourselves of that step we did to take the final estimate. That is the adjusted average. Final estimate is the adjusted average. So basically you add in your seasonal component. Your seasonal component, they said, now this total we used to in that step, actually in step 3 of the multiplicative model. Refer step 3 in your tute. Okay. In your multiplicative model, we had the total of, now in this case, unadjusted average total is 3.97. But they want to make that average to be 4. Have a total of 4. That means to make this final estimate 4, what should be this value? By how much should it increase? It must increase by 0.03. Then 0.03 is to be spread for 4 days. 4 basically not days. Is it days? Yeah, 4 quarters. Okay. So 4 quarters means 0.03 divided by 4 will be 0.01. Not 0.01. I think it has decimals. Yeah. So this particular thing copy paste into here. Okay, then take the final estimate by adding the seasonal component. In additive model or multiplicative model, to get your final estimate, you always add the seasonal component to the unadjusted average. Then you get these values. Now, let's see the answer. So, they are saying the correct adjusted average is quarter 1 adjusted average 1.0975. Yes, that is correct. Quarter 2 is 0.96. No. Quarter 3 1.14. No. Quarter 4 0.77. No. So, the answer is only A. Alright. This is how we work out the time series analysis. So, seasonal component can be calculated using multiplicative model where we divide the seasonal actuals by the trend, and the additive model where we get the difference between the actual and the trend to find the seasonal component. So, seasonal component additive model will be actual minus the trend. Alright, next question. Question 7. Second question, they say in 2008 seasonal variations and trend values in quarters 1 to 4 are given. Match the sales value forecast. Now when you see forecast, you should remember the last part of our lecture in your tute where we did how to calculate the value of a forecast when the trend is changing. And we use two methods, and that is additive model and one is the multiplicative model. Now what you need to do is, now they are asking to match the sales value forecast with the correct quarters shown below assuming the multiplicative model. Now copy, first of all draw up the table of the multiplicative model when forecasting. Alright, so when using the multiplicative model to do forecasting and to find the forecasted actuals, you should follow the same format that we have discussed during the lectures. The same thing. So now in this format we are going to fill. So we have 4 quarters. So this will be quarter cage and we'll have 4 quarters up to 4. And let's put the trend. Now the first trend is, as per the question, it is 4,500. So you give 4,500 here. Now we need the change in the trend. Now change in the trend, I mentioned step 4, that is step 4 when finding the seasonal component and the change in trend, that section. So that step 4 is basically this calculation. Okay. So we take the trend in the last day, which is 5,300 minus trend in the first day. First day 4,500. This one. Sorry, the other one. 4,500. Therefore, the gap is 800. Now take it in percentage terms. How to take 800 divided by starting first day's trend 4,500 multiplied by 100 percentage. The answer will be 17.78%. That thing, now previously if you remember, we divided the percentage by the number of periods because it was for days in previous example during the lecture. But here it is for quarters. If you have to use for quarters or months, you should not divide it by the number of quarters to get the trend increase per quarter. What you should do is basically multiply this by 1 to the power. Okay? Actually, it's not multiplying. It's actually this to the power 1 divided by the number of quarters. Now there are totally, actually I'll put this as n. Now what is n? N is the quarters of months, but not days, For days, you simply divide the 17.78 by 10. That's fine. That's fine. But for months and quarters, you don't do that. You apply like this. Okay. You take the answers power to the power 1 divided by the n. Now, number of quarters here means the number of quarters or months change happened. So, if you see this question, the first quarter is there and then from second quarter onwards only the trend is changing. That means you have to put how many quarters here? How many quarters or months have changed? N equals only 3 quarters of change. Why? Because the change happened from quarter 3 onwards. Alright. So if that is the case, you put this straight away to the power 1 divided by 3 and not 4. Even though there are 4 quarters, change happened only in 3 quarters. So 17.78%. Okay, so and another thing. Straight away you won't take 17.78. You will add 100% to it. So basically this formula here must be, it's a learning point. Write it down in your notes. The formula must be 100 percentage plus difference percentage multiply by to the power 1 divided by 3. Okay. So it's actually not multiply by, it's to the power 1 divided by n. So then you get this, the answer will be 101.1778 to the power 1 divided by 3 is 1.056. So therefore, what is the trend increase? Answer 1.056. Then the trend increase is what? It should be 1.056 minus 1. Therefore, it is 5.6 trend increase per quarter. It's an increase. Why? Because the numbers have increased. Alright. Actually, there's a mistake. Past trend must not be 4,500. Why is that? Because we are going to forecast the trend. When forecasting the trend, you should remember, we discussed this in the lecture. We must continue with the last trend. So the last trend is 5,300. That is what should be here. Okay. And the change in trend is 1 plus this 5.6 percentage. Then multiply and get the new trend. Right? Then only it becomes a forecast now. And then you get the link it to the new trend. And so on continue. Okay? So very important. Don't forget that this part, remember again and again, this past trend must begin with what? The last quarters or last period's trend. Alright? Okay. So with that we can straight away apply the formulas you all should calculate. Now these are forecasted trends and forecasted new trends. Now add in the seasonal component they have given, which is 0.6, 0.4, 1.2 and 1. Then this section. Then multiply S with the NT to find the forecasted actual. So if you multiply them, alright. So you get this. So quarter 4 in summary, quarter 1 is 3358. So if you are to compare, they say to compare 3358 matches with quarter 1. 2364 is for quarter 2. 2364, that figure is there, that is quarter 2's item. 7489 is quarter 3's item. And 6591 is quarter 4's item. You see, that is what they required us to do, to basically match the forecast with the quarter. So remember, never start with the initial trend, always start with the final trend when you are filling this table. This should be the final trend. And also remember another key point, when taking the difference and taking the trend change per quarter, be mindful if it's in months or quarters, if the period is in months or quarters, take the power of it 1 divided by n. Right? And add 100 to the percentage and get this one's answer. Okay, 100 plus this, the increase divided by 1 multiplied by 1 divided by 3 to the power of it. Right? So those are the main things you should remember. Make a note of it. And apart from that, everything else is easy. It's just a matter of using the table. Alright. Next, let's move to question 11 and 12. The following information is relevant for the next 4 questions. The accountant at Hopwood Trends Company has carried out a time series analysis of quarterly sales, calculating the moving average trend and the average seasonal variation. Now they are talking about moving averages using the additive model. Okay. She has only partially completed and we have to, I think, fill it. Because she has, okay, let's see how she has done. So she took the year, quarter, there are 4 quarters. Then the sales for each quarter, the actual sales. Then she took the moving total. Moving total, I told you all, we put it in the middle of the difference of the total. So 870 is the total of, now they have taken 4 quarters. So 4 quarters total is put in between quarter 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's how we place it in the middle. Okay, so the addition of these two, this 4 is put here. Likewise, they have taken. So 884 is the addition of 110, 320, 240 and 240. 892 is the addition of 320, 240, 214 and 118. Like that only it goes as we did in the lectures, right? Then the moving average of the 4 quarters is basically 870. If you divide by 4, you get the answer. You write it right next to 870. Then what will be the trend? Addition of the moving averages divided by 2. In any model, additive or multiplicative model, that will be the same. So addition of 217.5 and 221 divide by 2, you will get 290. Then addition of 221 and 223 divide by 2, you will get 222. Like that, and you put the value in the middle of these two because it's like the middle value. Okay. Then take your seasonal variation. Now seasonal variation in additive method. What is the equation we learned? Seasonal component under additive method. Seasonal component equals actual minus trend. The actual is now 320. See, it is right next to the third quarter's number. That's how they have taken the difference. I have explained this. That is why it is very important to place these figures in the middle of the quarters without putting it right next to the quarter. Right? You have to write it in between the two numbers. Okay. So 320 minus 219, you get 101 plus. 240 minus 222, you get 18 plus. Let's see this 334 minus 232, you get 102 plus. This one 118 minus 229, you get 111 minus. Like that they did the seasonal variation. Alright. Now they are asking to calculate A, B, C, D, E, F. So A and B are the moving totals of the 4 quarters. Right? Moving total of the 4 quarters. So which is, so we are starting addition of 200, 110, 320 and 240 is 870. Then 110, 320, 240 and 214, 884. 320, 240, 214 and 118, 892. 240, this set is 906. 214 onwards, 4 numbers, 926. 118 onwards, 4 numbers, 932. 334 plus 260 plus 220 plus 124 is only 938. Then what should be A? A should be plus 260 plus 220 plus 124 plus 340. What's the answer? 260 plus 220 plus 124 plus 340 is 944A. What's B then? So we started from 260. Now for B we have to start from 220. And we should see there should be 4 numbers. I have clearly told you all during the lectures. Without four numbers, don't go to add because because this is the moving total of four quarters, four numbers. All right. So it will be 220 plus 124 plus 340 plus 278 is B. Now let's find C. C is the average of A, isn't it? So average of A is what? 944 divided by 4 because it is this A and B is the addition of four totals, four quarters. Moving total of four quarters. Then the average of A is what? Total divided by 4, which is C because it is next to C is next to A, no? That's why we choose A. Then what letter is next to D? B is next to D. Therefore, D will be equal to B divided by 4. Alright. Now let's take E. So C and D are moving average of 4 quarters. Now E is basically the trend. How to calculate the trend? Trend is, we know the trend equation is trend equals previous moving average plus next moving average both divide by 2. So the previous average is 904. So the moving average, so C plus D, that divide by 2 is only equal to E. Alright. Because E is right next to C and D, in the middle of, actually not right next to, it's middle of C and D. That's why we took the total of C and D and divide by 2 because C and D are total 2. Alright, then what is F? F is the seasonal variation, in this case calculated using the additive model. So additive model, we know what's the equation for seasonal component? Actual minus the trend. What is the actual next to F? This 124 because they are all in the same row. Can you see? Then what is the trend of F? E. So the actual is 124. E, the trend is E, letter E, which is equal to 238.25. Therefore, F will be equal to actual minus the trend, which is equal to minus 114.25. So this is F. So remember, F is a minus seasonal component. The rest are plus. So why it became minus? Because why F became minus? Because the actual is less than the trend. So that's why it's very important to minus the trend from the actual. If you minus other way around, you will get a plus answer, which is wrong. Alright. Okay. Next. 12th question. They say, complete the following table to calculate the seasonal components. Find the values represented by letters, giving your answer to one decimal place throughout. And they have given the quarters and the year, and they have given the average seasonal variation. Okay, so we are expected to find everything. So this is the step 3 of our additive model. So now I have brought in step 2 and step 3's format for us to fill. So you see this year 1 to year, the years that they have given here is part of our step 2 process under the additive model when finding the trend change. And the adjustment of the seasonal component is called step 3. this part, average seasonal variation, then the adjustment, then the adjusted seasonal variation. Right, let's fill up the figures. So we start from, they want us to start from 2002. Yeah, anyway 2002 is the year there. Okay, so here we must fill the seasonal components found previously, but this is given in the question. Now, quarter 1 in year 2, the seasonal component is for quarter 3 onwards only it is going on, plus 101. So, quarter 1 in year 2 is 0, quarter 2 also 0, here quarter 3 it's plus 101. So it's 101, and quarter 4 in year 2002 it's 80. So you put 80. Now let's go to year 2003. Quarter 1 in year 2003 is minus 11. Then we have second quarter of 2003 minus 111. Third quarter of 2003 plus 102. Fourth quarter of 2003 plus 26. Keep entering like that. 2004 first quarter, the seasonal variation is minus 15. Second quarter, the seasonal variation is F. What is the value of F? We previously found 114 minus 114.25. And what is the quarter 3 seasonal variation? Well, they haven't given enough data for us to calculate it. So, we leave it as 0. Year quarter 4 also 0. Now, take the total and get the average of the total. Average of the total means, now here there are only two figures. One is 0, now the first one is 0. So, only two figures with values. So, this minus 26 you divide only by 2 because there are only two figures. So, that is 30. Here also same, there are only two figures because one item is 0. So, we divide it to get the average, we divide by 2. Here also it is the same. Two figures only there, other one is 0. So, we only divide by 2. Same. Divide by 2. Okay, now these averages only is equal to what in the question? This average seasonal variation. Alright, that is what it is equal to. So copy this and paste it to your next step, or write it down in your next step. Now we know, then first we have to take the total of our average. Now we should see how to make this total 0. That was the rule in step 3 to find the final average. So to make this 0, the final estimate to make 0, or this is also called the adjusted seasonal component. Okay, actually we are now adjusting the seasonal components. So to make this 0, this should be plus 2.125. Then only the addition of this will be 0. Now there are 4 quarters. So take the total and split it among the 4 quarters. If you divide by 4, it's 0.53125. Put it everywhere, same answer, 0.53125. And what will be your final answer? It will be adjusted seasonal components will be 12 minus 12.47 minus 112.09 for quarter 2, quarter 3 102.03 plus, and quarter 4 22.53 plus. This will be the answer for question 12. Alright, so that is the adjustment seasonal variation, and the adjustment, this adjustment, that is only this section. Alright, and this is the average, the non-adjusted component, the average seasonal variation. The same thing that we got here, right? So with that, we finish all chapters revision. We finish chapter 12 now, and with that we finish all the chapters revision for BL2. So keep practicing. I hope you all understood the logic. Keep referring to your videos, keep referring to your lectures and be updated. Practice is very important, and the main thing is remembering all the formulas, because this syllabus is filled with formulas. If you know the formula and if you know the logic behind why we are doing particular computations, you can get through very easily. Alright, with that we finish revision.